Hello friends, my name is Lauren and I am an enthusiastic amateur gardener.
I'm Joe and I'm a botanical horticulturalist.
And welcome to our channel. Come along and join us on our plant journey. So a few weeks ago we were looking for some additions to our rooftop garden, and given that it's a little late in the year now for planting things from seeds, we decided to pick up some of the cute little veg strips from Homebase, and we got a few of these lettuce veg strips, little gem. They came and there was actually quite a few of them, in like 6 of them or something. Yeah, we planted them up, no problem. Popped them on the roof, got a lot of sunlight but quite sheltered from the wind and such. A week or two later, Joe's checking the leaves on them, and lo and behold, we've got some pest problems. When you were looking at the leaves, what was the first thing that alerted you that there might be a problem?
When we were watering the lettuces, I spotted on the top side of the leaf there were small incisions, like puncture marks on the top of the leaf. So that alerted me to some kind of like sap-sucking insect activity. So we turned over the leaves and lo and behold, there were like several green and black aphids present on the leaf.
Does this look a specific way on this lettuce because of its type or age and stuff like that? Would it represent differently on a different type?
Yeah, at the moment we've got juvenile lettuce and the leaves are really succulent and tender at the moment. So the puncture marks of the insects were really quite clear, whereas an aged leaf wouldn't display such characteristics. Like we could see like a clear dot on the leaf and a little circle around it where the leaf's been damaged. On more severe infestations of aphid, you will see leaf deformity, like curling down of the leaves and bubbling on the surface, and a lot of honeydew which is being excreted, which is like clear sticky substance. But in the early stages of development and infestation, you're not going to see those signs.
And once you start seeing those early signs, what is the next step? So you're thinking like, oh my god, my lettuce is covered in these horrible bugs. What the hell do I do? How do I get rid of them?
Yeah, so the next thing I do just depends on the scale of the operation, really. On a domestic scale where we have 6 lettuces, I'm quite happy to employ a physical mode of action, so just squishing the aphids, really.
How would you go about doing that then? Do you just like take the leaf between your fingies and just...
Yeah, the aphids will be present on the underside of the leaves, so just turn it over really carefully. Now, the aphids have a defense mechanism where they turn rigid and fall to the soil, to like play dead, so to say.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they could like fall in and then just, you think you've got rid of them and then they just crawl back up later.
Exactly, yeah.
Ugh.
So you just want to try and squish them. Now, because you're working with quite juvenile leaves, you want to make sure that you're not damaging the leaf and squishing too hard. Just try and get the aphid. It's quite tricky and it requires daily interaction, really.
So you want to be checking the leaves every single day?
Yeah, because aphids can reproduce quite quickly. A single aphid, flying adult mature aphid, can produce up to 5 offspring per day, and if you times that by each aphid, you can see it can get quite prolific quite quickly.
Is there a chance of them jumping ship to different plants?
Yeah, exactly. So that can definitely happen. So the mature aphid, it has wings, so that's exactly how it got to our first floor balcony, where there's no green space within like 30 meters of us.
Yeah, we literally have like a first floor rooftop garden, and it is absolutely baffling how they managed to get up there where there's just no other plants around other than the ones in pots that we've planted.
But of course, like most insects of this caliber are so small that they may not even need wings to actually jump ship, so scale insect can be carried on the wind, for example.
So like you've started squishing the bugs, but they keep coming back. There's more to it than that, isn't there? Like, for example, if you Google aphids, the first thing that comes up is like, you can get rid of aphids with fairy liquid. Just mix fairy liquid in water and spray it all over your lettuce. I don't know about you, but like I'm kind of a bit suspicious of that because I don't tend to eat a lot of fairy liquid. So spraying that and rubbing that on my lettuce every day doesn't necessarily fill me with joy when it comes to the thought of eating it.
Yeah, so the problem with fairy liquid now, it may seem, because it's such a common domestic product and quite natural, it may seem like a good alternative to dealing with these pests, but the problem is unlike pesticide products which have been approved by the government, the fairy liquid hasn't been tested for this purpose. So the problem is there's rigorous laboratory testing conducted on XYZ pesticide products, but no testing done on the residual effect or how the plant is absorbing the fairy liquid into its very cells, which you're then consuming. There's no testing done on that, so it's not a safe way to deal with your edibles, really.
Yeah, because like when you think about pesticides, the fads of like organic gardening and things like that, you kind of are wanting to move away from something as scary sounding as that, which is, I think, is why maybe a lot of people jump onto Fairy Liquid, because it's like, well, this is in my house and I can just buy it without any further thought. And, you know, maybe if I accidentally drink Fairy Liquid, I'm probably not gonna get really sick. But over time, it's like, who knows? There's no testing on it, so there's no way to say. And if you're not into using any kind of chemicals on your plants, are there any other methods that you think could be useful for getting rid of aphids?
Yeah, it all depends on the scale, of course. If you only have 6 lettuces in your garden, obviously physical organic methods might be the best thing for you, or cultural. So physical would involve just squashing the aphids like we discussed before, but cultural would involve, if it's a large plant, just pruning out the affected areas. That works really well with spider mite, which is almost impossible to remove. Aphid are a tiny bit easier. But we've also got another cultural control, which is called companion planting, which is really interesting to Google. What companion planting means, it is you basically plant other plants around the plant you're trying to protect to either serve as sacrifices for your intended crop or to camouflage your intended crop from pests.
To ward them off.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, Salvia officinalis and marigolds and borage are all recommended because they're heavily scented plants to plant around or within your lettuce to confuse, not necessarily repel, but confuse the aphid as to what it's attacking and going for. Because lettuce leaves are so heavily scented and aromatic, they tend to be really big sprays. So if you have like 5 salvias around it, although that's not really economical, you can help deter organically the pests from attacking your crop.
So I think that coming to the end of this, the obvious thing is that no garden is safe from aphids. Not even a garden on a roof with no grass or any other plants around it. You know, we've still managed to get them up there. But if you're a home gardener, then you should have enough time to be able to act early because you don't have as many plants to look after, basically.
The most important thing though with pest management is monitoring. If you're not daily looking at your plants and inspecting them, aphids can quite often just get out of hand because they just reside on the bottoms of the leaves. So the key takeaway from this is just keep looking at your plants.
Thanks for joining us for our first video. We hope that it was helpful if you're encountering pests in your garden or in your home at the moment. And if you've got any further questions about it, just leave a comment below, or you can get in touch with us through Joe's Instagram account, which is Fronds and Flowers. And we look forward to seeing you for the next video. Until then, happy gardening.